Hello everybody, and welcome to a little bit of swatching that we're going to do. So I'm just going to actually see if I can get my phone lighter. That helps so much because I was thinking it was really dark. I'm going to clean the screen and then we can start. Just do that there. And I'm just going to say hi. 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 And I might be able to see your comments or I might not. But we do have Emily, thank God, here on the, Esme, thank God, here on the other phone. And it's her last day today. But she's going to help. There's lots of questions already. I've got all the shades here, very exciting. And what I'm doing, this is something I've never really done before, and it's for any shade that you might wear at Trinny London. I've put categories of what goes with what in sort of cool, mid or warm. So we'll talk a bit today about the concept of cool, mid and warm. And then we'll talk about the kind of armies. I mean, they are literally armies that I've got down here. And I'll show you. So look, just have a little look. So let me just switch it around. So this is everything that we're going to talk about with hope and what you can wear hope with. So if you sit in cool, if you sit in sort of mid, or if you sit in warm, okay? And then with truth, everything, this is the cool shades you wear together with truth. So there's lovely Victory and Lady J and Desire. And then here you've got the mids, which is a bit of Emperor with some, I think that's Katinka, yeah. And then we've got here the warm, which is lovely Queen and Shusha. Then over here, we've got Courage, one of the best, most exquisite shades. So we've got Courage with Strength and Dido as a kind of slightly cool, Courage, Munchkin and Dido as a slightly cool there. So Munchkin's lip to cheek and Dido on the lip with Courage. And then here we've got Courage with a little bit of Emperor and some Freddie and Honor as a sort of neutral. And then here we've got Courage with a little bit of, I think that's Desire. This is your slightly warmer shade, and some VB and some Bunny. And then over here, if you love Fortune, it's what you can wear Fortune with. So if you want sort of that cooler palette, you're going to do Fortune with a little bit of Hope and some Bunny and some Munchkin. And that's going to be on the lip and cheek and on the eye actually as a backup. I'm going to show you that. Then here we're doing Fortitude with a little bit of Truth and some Dido as a sort of neutral. And then we've got here Fortitude with a little bit of Emperor and some Eugenie for a sort of cool shade. So that just gives you that lovely palette. Oh, delicious. So delicious. It took me forever to do that, but I'm very happy to do that. So you can just see those snapshots of how you can do things. So I'm there to do swatching for you and to show you. I can't see any comments, which is really irritating. But then that's just sometimes what happens. But Esme can see every comment. So Esme, comments and let me know what I want to do for the girls and the boys.
Okay, well, everyone is saying good morning. We've got morning. Matt and Joe, our usual, saying good morning.
Hello, my ladies and boys. Hello, everybody.
There's Emma, Adrienne, Kay, Robin, Dorothy, Rona, Sue, Kathy, Helen, and everyone.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Now, I think what I'll do is I'll just start with doing a sort of talking about briefly cool, neutral, or warm. And if you go on to Trinny London, you do Match to Me, even though we don't say it, we kind of put you in those categories when we're doing the analysis. But basically, in the palette of all the shades we do, there's shades that are very cool, and obvious shades would be like sort of Moon and Star, you know, those are really cool shades. Shades without any warmth in them. Then neutrals are kind of like, you know, they don't have too much blue or too much warmth in them. And then warm are shades that really you just think of sort of fire and warmth and you know, sort of kind of just like if you think of autumnals, if you were doing House of Colour, they would all sit in the warm. And if you think of winters and summers, they'd sit in cool, and neutrals might be springs and probably a bit of winters too. For me, when I think of, you know, things I put on my body, and I think there's a huge correlation between what we wear as colours to make ourselves feel better and look well when we're wearing colour on our body, as well as colour on our face. And in a way, the two are so intertwined. And even though you might decide on a look because of what you're wearing, keeping in the right colour palette for you will just make your makeup look so beautiful on your face. And that's a little bit of what we're talking about today. So I'm just going to swatch some ideas together, and I'm going to start with, because like for me, if I do cool toned, it can be that it's that sort of pale pink toned skin. It could also be a very cool dark brown. It could also be a sort of porcelain olive can be cool. It doesn't mean the depth of the color of your skin. It means the combination of your skin, hair and eyes. So for me, I have a sort of rosy olive skin, so I've got quite a neutral skin. I've got a blonde hair, so it's not that warm or cool. It sits in neutral, and my eyes are just blue. They're not a blue or a grey blue, so I'm very in the neutral lane. If I looked at my sister, she's got auburn hair with hazel eyes and freckles and pale olive skin tone, so she would be sort of neutral warm. And if I looked at sort of a cool blonde with a sort of peach and cream skin and a blue eye, she'd be cool. And if I looked at a caramel with a brown eye and a brown hair, she'd be sitting in warm. And if I looked at a sort of mid-brown skin with a red undertone and a cool black eye, cool brown eye and a sort of warmish brown hair, she'd sit in a neutral warm kind of thing. And if I looked at somebody with a dark brown skin tone with a very cool undertone, there isn't too much red undertone, and a cool brown eye and a black hair, she's going to sit in sort of neutral as well. That gives you a really broad spectrum, and there's lots of smaller breaking up, but just to kind of give clarity. So when you look at your hair, for example, and you think, is it warm or cool? If you have grey hair, salt and pepper hair, cool blonde hair, if you have a brown hair with no red in it, you know, those are sort of cools or neutrals. If you have an auburn hair or a strawberry blonde hair or a red hair, you're in warm. If you have a brunette hair, you're in sort of neutral warm, because there's a little bit of warmth in a brunette hair, which is different from just a brown hair. Does this make sense to you? Skin tone is slightly harder because undertones are so complicated, and people think, is it green or blue my veins, and do I wear silver or gold jewelry? There's very basic rules you can make. If you can wear silver and gold jewelry, you probably do sit in neutral. And if you only ever wear silver jewelry, the likelihood is you would suit cooler colors. And if you only ever wear really warm golds in your jewelry, the likelihood is you'd wear warm. But that's a little bit general, but a good marker. So, Esme, I'm going to start with Hope. And Hope is a really pretty shade. And if you think where it sits in our existing shades, just in case you've got other shades, I'm going to just show you where it sits compared to Virtue and compared to probably Sun. So this is where Sun sits. So there, this is just an analogy. So, okay, this is Virtue, this is Hope, and that's Sun. Okay, so if I swatch Virtue on, I'm going to swatch it on two places. There's Virtue. Can you see Virtue? And then if I go to Hope, it just has more of a sort of champagne peachiness to it there. And then if I go to Sun, it's sort of more yellow gold. Can you see the difference? And what's really interesting is when I put those colours on a more olivey skin, how much they change. So what I'm going to do to show you that is I'm going to put it onto my arm further up. So I'm just going to show you like this. So if I do Virtue, hang on, let's do it here. If I do Virtue like that, there's Virtue. And then if I do Hope, there's Hope. And then if I do Sun, there's Sun. Can you see? If you can see that. The light today is a little bit, it's a little bit tricky because it's not coming right at me, and it would probably be better. But anyway, so when I do Hope, if I was going to do a cool look with Hope, I'm going to give you some ideas. I might do Hope on here, like that, there. And then I would have on my eyes, I would do Wisdom. And on my lips, I might do Schmuggy, which is actually a blusher, but a lot of people use it on their lips because it works really well. And then over it, you might put Dido, which is that sort of cool pinkier shade. So you kind of got that. Look at them together. And then if I put those on, I'm just gonna, no, I'm gonna put on the neutral for this one. So that's cool. Any questions, Esme?
Karen's asked, what lip to cheek would you wear with Hope?
Well, it depends if you're cool, mid, or neutral. So when I'm going to do now a look for you with Hope. So this is Hope, and I'm going to do the neutral look on this one. So I just put Hope like that there, and on its own, it's gorgeous. If I want to smoke it up, I'm going to use, for the neutral one, I'm going to use Desire like that. There. Okay. And then I want to have a sort of neutrally lip. So I'm going to use just Thea on it. So I'm going to do Lady J, which I'll actually do on my lip as well. And even though I have a dark pigment, put Lady J on like that. And then blush it in there. And then I'll put on top some Thea. And Lady J and Thea together is my favorite new neutral. Like that. So it's a sort of fresh look. Really easy to achieve. You can then bump on some more Hope. Like that, and just have that shimmer. Don't ever be scared of shimmer. I prefer shimmer when it's sort of that lovely waking up your eye, right sort of in the corner and blending out. And then if I'm using a second colour with Hope, like I have done just now with Desire, I put that slightly on the outside. So it's a sort of what I call an ombre effect. And then you lift out and widen your eyes. So it just sort of makes that lovely opening up of your eyes. It's a very, very good eye opener, Hope. I use it a lot for that. So that's a mixture of Desire with a little bit of Lady J and some Lady J on my lip, but also some Thea on top of that. Okay, I'm just going to get, sorry, I've got wet wipes today because it's much easier for me to take off. If I wanted to make that a warm look, I'm just going to show you quickly. I can do, well, no, I'll go on to the next one. So I will swatch the warm look, all right, and I will just do the neutrals for me. Okay, so if we were doing warm with Hope, and you have that sort of caramelly or warm undertones in your skin like I've described earlier, I'd take the Hope there, and actually I'm going to do it on here because then this is more like a warmer skin tone. So I'll do the Hope, and then I'm going to do let's go right. I'm going to do Empress with it on the eye. That's its sort of eye friend. And then I would do, on the cheeks and the lips, I'd do some VB, which looks really pretty with it. And then I'll top it all off with Myco. So you can just see that palette is incredibly warm. So there's Hope, and there is Empress, and there is VB, and there's Myco. Really beautiful combination together. And I put the VB on my lip and cheek, and then I'll put the Myco on top. Okay, now I'm going to go on to my next look. So I'm just going to tone my skin down. Any questions whilst I'm doing this, darling? Esme?
Sorry. Someone's asked, can I use Courage as a blush?
Well, this is what I'm going to go into in a minute, because I think what's phenomenal about you guys is where you put things differently. And this is a formula which has actually been done for the eye. So, it's not going to have stuff in it that's going to be, you know, really bad to, I wouldn't say you want to ingest huge amounts, but we have pretty clean formulas. So, you know, I was doing a live with Eye2Eye, who's the fantastic beauty editor, and she has a light brown skin tone. She uses my next shade I'm coming up to, Truth, as a fantastic neutral lip. Now, I never thought to myself that as a neutral lip, but she loved it. So, you know, I'm going to kind of say feel free. You have pots, play with your pots. Trinny London makeup is all about being playful, and we give you direction to help you to put on shades in the right places or the right colours. But I love it that you can be playful. So yes, just go for it. And I'm going to show you Courage and Fortitude on the lips because you asked. So Truth is probably the first time we've done a true neutral eye, which doesn't have any kind of shimmer. And just as a base for anything you might put on, it's a wonderful brown shade. And it just goes on like a dream. I just tap it in here, and immediately it would just bring a brightness to my eye. Like that. Blending I'm not doing today. Now, if I was in the sort of cool arena, I would probably put Victory on with it, and then I'd mix that with some Lady J. If I'm in the neutral, I'm going to do it with a little dash of Emperor. And I'm just going to show you, if I did a sort of smokier eye with this, how I'd build it up. And Emperor also doesn't really have much, it's a sort of more satin finish. But the two together just give that slight, you know, ability to contour the eye and have that warmth of the truth, which I'm just going to put on here again. Like that, when you just want that sort of really nice, clean brown eye, like that. So if I was doing Emperor, then I'd probably do this combination of Munchkin. This is a darker look, and I maybe more for winter, but I have been wearing this bit and I love it. So I have Munchkin on here, there, like that. And then I put a bit on my cheek. Munchkin, which comes out very dark, is one of my favorite cheek colors when I'm doing this sort of, you know, balance of not a dark eye and not a dark lip, but in between. And I'm then going to take a tinker and I'm going to put it over Munchkin. Love this.
Dean in the comments is asking if Chloe is similar to Truth.
No, Chloe's not. Chloe has got more, it's got more sort of plumminess in it. I'll just show you now. It's definitely different, and good that you mentioned that so I can show you the difference. Hold on. Where have I got Chloe? I had Chloe just here. Chloe. There we go. So, oh, that's a funny Chloe. I've got some thing I'm doing for Christmas in that one. Wait, show you. Okay, so this is Chloe. I'm going to show you Chloe. There's Chloe, like that. No, that's Freddie. That was Freddie. What am I doing? That was Freddie. Hold on, there's Chloe. Come on. Oh, new one. Difficult to open. If you have difficulty, oh, I do like that. I do like, you know, how often do you consider doing a slightly deeper eye and a deeper lip? It's kind of, it's something I'm really interested in doing a little bit more this winter. So here's Chloe there. And if I put that on, there's a sort of more burgundiness to it. So there's Chloe, and here's Truth. Do you see the difference? So there's that warm brown and compared to a more sort of burgundy. Like, I wouldn't probably put Chloe on my eyes anymore because I think Truth is exactly what I was looking for Chloe to do and it didn't quite do. Put it that way. So that's my neutral look for Truth. Now, if you wanted to go warm and you were wearing Truth, these are the kind of shades that I think are exquisite together. I love this. So here's Truth. Let me just put that on. So this is like caramel skin tones and really just beautiful warmth to your skin, hair and eye. I'd mix it with a bit of Queen. Fantastic, beautiful. Oh, lovely. And then I'll put a bit of Shasha on. And then I might even put a bit of Myco as well on the lip to cheek. And I'll do sort of that combination. So Truth, Queen, Shasha, and Myco. So pretty together. There we go. Yes, I'm going to now take that off and we're going to go on to Courage and we're going to talk about whether you can put it on your lip. Any questions, darling?
Someone's asked, would you use Hope as an eyeliner?
I would, actually. I think that, you know, how I do use Hope is I use it when I want to do, Chloe and I have done this a bit, when you want to open up your eye and you want to kind of get that really nice little, like a little line here, just on this bit, even on its own, just a tiny bit. And I try to do the inner part and then go in that V and then go underneath and sort of bring it halfway, like that. I don't know if you can see that. Just gives that sparkle to the inner bit of your eye. Do you see? Can you see that? Okay, all right. But that's how I use it when I've done it. And if you look at Chloe and I doing our Friday twinning, in fact, I think this last Friday, I did that with mine, and Chloe did something else with hers. Let me just put some more colour on here. I'm just going to put some BFFI on to clean up the eyes. There we go. Any other questions? Yeah,
there's people saying hello from California, Norway, all over Australia.
Oh, you're still up in Australia. That's fantastic. You just, I just think, what time is it now, Esme?
It's 1 o'clock here.
So it is, well, actually, if it's 1 o'clock here, it's 10 o'clock there. Yes, it's a decent time to still be up. Means you have a life. I, on the other hand, I'm like, oh, by 10. Okay, so we're going to get on to courage. Courage. Let's just show you courage. Courage is this really fantastic shade. It's sort of, imagine shimmery pink with an undertone of salmon. That's how I'd probably describe it. So if you were doing a sort of warmer palette, or cooler palette, sorry, I would start with a bit of, I love this look actually, I've done this, which is Munchkin on the lip and cheek. And then Bunny over. So I've done here, there is Courage, and there's Munchkin. But Munchkin on the cheek might be that washed outness. And then on the lip, I would put Bunny on top. So you just get that really lovely, I mean, it's so kind of tonal, that look, that makeup look, and it's beautiful on. I would nearly do that on now, but I'm going to do the neutral. So with the neutral, I'm going to use Courage, which I'll put on like that. And I just start going over, kind of, again, focusing perhaps on the inner part of the eye first, and that widest part you've got in the middle, and then just going back and forth like that. Sorry, I got a bit dirty there. And then I'm going to, I was going to do it the other way around, wasn't I? But that's okay. Then Munchkin, sorry, not Munchkin. Let's put those back in order. There. Emperor. Emperor in the tin just looks like this kind of shade you can't see, but it buffs up and it works into a very beautiful sort of, really like an aubergine plant with some brown in it. So I'm going to just mix Courage with that. So on this part of the inside and underneath my brow bone, I want to have that neutral shading, which is going to just go beautifully and go from Courage to a darker part of my eye. So I just do that, but it just gives definition like that. There. I could even put more Courage back on because I love Courage so much. Okay, so there's like that. And then I'd probably put on my lips a bit of Freddy. Like that. A wash. Goes very well together, Freddy and Courage. There. A little bit of Freddy. And then I would do Honor over. This is where I was saying about that. It's quite strong lip. There, Honor. Honor over Freddy is such joy. Oh, love it. And then I might just go a bit more in for the Courage. Have Courage to do more Courage. Like that. And just the most important thing here is to blend. So get your tea kit if you've got one. We are getting new tea kits in August, and they are going to be, we did want to have a full brush and it does this, so we are going to be having a slightly smaller brush, and it's what I would define as new and improved. So I can't wait, but really remember to blend. So that's Courage with a little bit of Emperor and Freddy on the lip with a little bit of Honor on top. Now, those of you ask me, can you use Courage on the mouth? So I'll just show you. I'll dab down the Honor. I'm just going to throw on some Courage. I prefer it because to be honest, this is not a lip formula. So I like the fact I've got a tiny bit of something on underneath and then I put this on top. Now, this is, you know, because it's not a formula specifically designed for the lips, the long lastingness I have not tried. I know on the eye it wears incredibly well. As most of you who use our eye products, we don't really tend to crease that much and things last well. So what I do, if I did Courage on there, I'd probably go and do a darker eye. So I'm going to go back to a bit of Munchkin actually, and I would just darken that eye. And so have the brightness of the Courage and a darker eye. I'm going to get really mucky now. But you see what I mean? Going for that look. And even, would I even put a little bit of an eyeliner? I'm going mad now. I'm going mad. Watch me whilst I go mad. So I'm going to take Emperor and just smoke up a bit. Like that.
Matt has asked, what would be your desert island pick of the Mother Earth collection?
Oh, that's naughty. God, I love that. And you could even then just be really clean on the eye as well. So you could keep that on the lip. I think, Matt, very difficult. God, you really know how to ask the right questions, don't you? But it might be Fortitude because have I been wearing it the most? Yes. I mean, I did the best I'd ever thought I'd done with Fortitude. So just to show you that clean, you could do that with a really clean, like with Victory. You know, I would do that with Victory, just show you Courage on the lips with Victory. Like that. There. Love that. Love, 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 love. I'm still thinking about your question, but I would probably say Fortitude, and I'm going to show you Fortitude now. So we've shown you Courage, and if you're wearing Warm with Courage, I'm going to show you a really nice. Did I show you the Warm with Courage? I think no, I didn't. So if you want to do Courage Warm, because I did a Courage Neutral, then you've got your Courage. And then with Desire, it's a Delight. There. Oh, so lovely. And then VB, which is just a winner. Michael Dinner, winner. There. Oh. And VB on the lip and cheek. So what I'm going to do is just then put VB again and put Bunny on top. Put Bunny on top. So, so... mad, aren't I? So there's Courage. There's Emperor. I mean, it would just be a slant. There's VB, and there's VB with Bunny on top. Just so beautiful. And just think of deeper caramel skin tones. Divine. Divine. Okay. I'm going to take that all off, and we're going to go on to Fortitude. Hope you're having a lovely day. It's very hot outside. I've been in the office this morning, and we have aircon, which is lovely. I was there with new product development. Oh, new exciting things coming. God, my God, if you got treats in for you. I did the 2-year bloody plan. I mean, it does, you know, doesn't bear thinking about in terms of everything we have to do. And I'm just thinking, my God, will we be able to do everything we want to do? Setting ourselves a huge challenge. Well, okay, so I've taken most of it off. And we're now going to go on to Fortitude. Any questions, Ez?
Yeah, someone was just asking if they could see Fortitude and Courage next to each other.
Yes, you so can. So, it's just more intense. It's like, think crimson, metallic shimmer. See? And then I'm going to put Truth. It's just here. If you're just joining us, we are swatching the new Mother Earth collection and showing you all the different ways you can wear it. So just to be reminded what they are, we have got Hope. We've got Hope. We've got Truth, the lovely neutral brown. Hope is a peachy, champagne-y, neutral. Then we've got Courage, which is sort of like pink with a salmon undertone shimmer. And then we've got Crimson Metallic Burgundy-ish shade. So let's go on to Fortitude. Now, if you're doing a sort of cool toned look in Fortitude, I'm going to do actually the cool and the mid. So cool, I would do Munchkin. And I do Munchkin everywhere. I do a bit there. I do a bit here as a sort of background noise. Like that. There. I'm going to do a bit here on my cheek. I've got a lot on my eye, on my finger. Sorry, I've got so much on my finger here. There. So there we go. So that's my base. I do my base in Munchkin, and Munchkin is our lip cheek shade. And then I go on to Fortitude, and I'm going to go here. And I usually tap it on with one finger and I blend with the other, like that. I just really like using my fingers, you know. I just feel I get more control. And if you go from the clean finger to the finger with product on, you just get to get a good build up. So here, saying that, I just went a bit too high. Clean it with that. Over. I think the warmth of your fingers is so key in blending shades. Going quite high there, but I quite like that actually. Going just here now. Just basically going all over. There. And then I might go back in with the Munchkin. I'm going to tidy up the corners later with my little trick. Like that. And then I'm going to go back with the... Oh, I got on my chin too, don't worry. We'll sort that out. There, so now I'm going to clean up job. Have you ever seen? Doing your eyes when your chin gets in the way, that's just something, isn't it? So then I want to get a little blending brush. I'm just going to blend back and forth. And then probably I might actually put a little bit of Hope in the corner. Like that. And then I'm going to get a little bit of, because I want to clean up my eyes before it all goes wrong. Just here and here. Do that little sweep that Ray Morris taught me, which helps you to get rid of, you know, when you do your eyes, sometimes you just go too far down here and then it makes your eyes just hang down. So just going to then tap it here like that, so you're kind of lifting back up the angle of your makeup. So I just get the BFFI and I just sweep up and I catch anything at the top and then here. So all that little bit in there, it makes such a difference if you can just get in there and sweep up, because it just gives the lift. I don't know if you can see that lift just appear. There. So I then go on to, where was I at? I was at Fortitude and I did Munchkin. And then I might do a bit of Bunny. So I got Munchkin here, put a bit more on. There. And then I'll put Bunny on top. Like that. Oh, Munchkin and Bunny. Just so divine. So divine. And then I'm going to take Bunny, because I'm on for a shimmer. And I'm just going to go onto my cheek. And some of you might have Sunlight Golden Glow, but if you don't, this is kind of a great substitute that you mix a bit of the Munchkin with the Bunny and you just get that glow to your cheek. I mean, today in this weather we can just be glowy without putting any makeup on, frankly, but like that, there. And I'm happy with this look, you can tell, because I'm deciding to do mascara. And then if you really want to smoke up, I'm just going to go now to smoking up Fortitude. I would probably go with Emperor. And just kind of really add some Emperor on here. And just underneath a bit. And if you ever want to do under eye with Fortitude, right by your lash line, have the darker shade, and then go to the lighter shade. If you have the lighter shade too near your under eye lash line, you'll look like you've got pink eye. So this is the trick to not do that. So I'm going to go and put that there, like that. Okay, it's way too much, but don't worry, we'll get there. And then I'm going to go to the Fortitude. I'm just going to go a bit underneath, like it's
Trinny,
like,
a few people are just asking if you can recap what you've just used.
yeah. I'm using at the moment Fortitude. We're on the Fortitude. Recap the whole lot, or recap what I'm just doing now?
Just this look, yeah.
Okay, so the base is Fortitude. Well, I started off with Munchkin. I'll recap at the end, darlings. Let me just tidy up, because this gives a really intense eye. Now that might be too adventurous for many of you. So then you can just take a lovely blending brush and just blend until you get to a comfort level that feels good. So I'm going to now blend out this. Just so it's got that darkness there, but it's softer. And then I'm going to blend out under my eye. So whenever I do a sort of under eye line with the tea kit, I then come in with a soft brush and I just blend it out like that, so it just becomes something softer. And then just go back and forth, maybe with a blending brush at this stage if you want to, like that. And then back and forth there. And then it could be that I've now thinking I'll put a tiny bit of Hope in the corner there, so I'm getting that real ombre. This is really about using two of the colours now, like that. Because I think we spent so many years thinking that a made-up eye for night is a dark, smoky eye. And what I love about this is that it's not dark. You know, it's just bright, a little bit brighter. Like that. There. And I haven't even put mascara on yet, so I am gonna recap everything, don't worry. But what I want to do is just quickly put on, quickly, come on, because I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It's rare I do something totally right easily. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of, in fact, I'm taking some Zandy because that's all I can find. There. You see, I'm creating that up. I'm just gonna tap down. So when I do this again now, I don't want to go too close into there because I want to keep that smokiness, but I do want to get into the tiny bit there that can make my eyes look downtrodden. There, and then I'm going to do mascara.
Trinny, you've got Lindy, Melissa, Matt, Joe, Andre, Drishy, Belinda, and Jenny saying how much they love this look.
Thank you. It's like, you know what, I think we grow with the brand. We all grow with the brand, because I think that, you know, you ladies and boys and everybody, you come on board and you kind of buy into things, and we buy into how adventurous we want to be. And I love the fact that we can grow into being more and more adventurous. So for me, I'm going to recap this look. 1 second, I'm just putting Miracle Blur on. There. So I used, first of all, on this, I used Munchkin. And Munchkin is lip to cheek, which is just neutral, plummy shade. So I used that on my lip and my cheek and my eye. Then I did a little bit of Fortune on my eye, like that. Then I took a little bit of Hope and I put it in the corner. There's a little bit of, let me just do a little bit more Hope. In the corner, there. And then I took over the Munchkin that I had used on the lip and I put a little bit of Bunny on. So that's the palette there. And I would suggest that if you're somebody who's always worn a certain look, get a few, have a play, and do your match to me and see which ones you suit, because that really helps. And I spend so long working out, you know, we're looking at Match to Me right now, but just working out what colours people suit. And I just think it makes such a difference. So for me, what I love about this look too is that synergy. It's that there's, you know, there's the Fortitude there with the hope, and then the lip, which has the munchkin, and the munchkins here, and the munchkins are on my cheek. So it doesn't feel scary, bright eye. It just feels flattering eye, bright, you know, making my blue eyes bluer. I think if you had hazel eyes, the same would apply, because I think this colour is fantastic on so many eye shades. So there you have it. That is really a little soupçon of Mother Earth collection, and named, obviously, named months ago actually, Mother Earth. I just love the name, and we had, you know, sort of the names of hope and truth and courage and fortitude, because I always want you to pick up a product and feel that, you know, either you pick up sheer shimmer and you think of Maiko, our lovely lady who works in MPD, because maybe I've mentioned her enough, or you pick up something and you have a feeling. So, you know, days you feel low, pick up hope. Days you've got something tough to do, pick up fortitude. And days you feel you need to tell somebody something and you're scared of doing it, pick up courage. And days when you need to finally tell somebody what you really think of them, pick up a bit of truth. So I'd look at it that way too, but obviously get the ones that suit you. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope that helped and you got to see some of the colours, and we'll catch up again soon. Tell me what you'd like to swatch next time. Bye.